Hello, guys. So, this is part 7 of my toxic marriage. After the reconciliation, I went to pack my bags. I had mixed feelings of going back with this man called my husband. But then I remembered that we we did wedding and is forever, for better, for worse, forever. But I was worried that this might be the start of my woes. But I decided to hide my shame and from being the ridicule of the whole village and my entire family. I went back with him. When we got to the house in the village, everybody came to greet me and they were so happy to have me back. Then my mother-in-law, went to bring some food for me and my husband. We sat down and we ate. After eating, he started telling me of how much he missed me, that it hadn't been easy for him without me by his side, and that he has changed and will never lay his hands on me again. We knelt down and prayed and cried together. After that, we went to bed. Then, the next day, I was expecting him to ask me to pack my bag so we go back to Lagos. But he didn't make any move, and being that I am somebody that is a talkative, I decided to limit the way I talk so that my mouth will not put me in trouble. I'm the type that likes to converse with people. I like when I'm around people, we talk and gist and laugh. So limiting me to being silent was something I had to practice. So as days goes by, in 2 weeks, I was surprised to see that he wasn't making a move to going back to Lagos or asking me if we should go back to Lagos. So one day, I was forced to ask him if he's not going to go back to Lagos. He then said that he thinks it's better he stay put in the village for now. That he will stay in the village and make his plan on how to move back to Europe. That or any abroad instead of staying in Lagos. He said since the money my brother gave us has finished, that instead of us going back there to stay with his brother doing nothing, that it is better we base in the village and see if we can make a plan of how he will travel and then how I will come and join him later. I said okay, but inside me I knew that this man would prefer to remain in the village with me, thinking that if he goes back to Lagos, that I might go back to my family. I wouldn't call that love. I will just call it someone that is so controlling and so and insecure in whatever he does. He has never been a confident man. So one day the mom also asked him what he wished to be doing in the village, whether he's not going back to Lagos. He told his mom the same story. That was how we started we based in the village. Since that day till now, since 2000 and something till now, in 2025, that was how we became home base. If Jupiter had told me that I will be someone that will marry someone that based in the village, I wouldn't believe it. You know how when we are in secondary school, everyone will be dreaming of getting married and moving away to Lagos, to Abuja, to Onitsha, to Port Harcourt, to Ghana, or even to Europe. In my mind, I never even wanted to marry someone based in Onitsha or anywhere around. I was wishing to marry someone that is based in Lagos or Abuja. But look at me, finally settling down with a home base. That was how we laid back in the village, going to the farm with the mom, because the mom had to feed us as he had nothing doing. He tried to do so many things like little businesses, but nothing was coming out of it. So, and that was how I usually branch to my parents' house whenever I wanted to go to the market, as he doesn't always allow me to go visit my parents alone. Usually, I will go to buy something to make food. I will branch, as my parents' house was very close to the market. When I branched there, my mom will always be so happy to see me, and then I had to open up to her and tell her that we barely feed. We had nothing to eat. So, mostly, once in a while, my mom will pack some things and give me, and I will take it home. Then when he asks me, I will tell him that I met my mom in the market and she bought those things and gave to me. Sometimes, it got to a stage where my mom usually buy lots of things like plantain, a bag of plantain, rice, foodstuffs, name it. She will fill it into a big Ghana must go. And without expecting her, she will just knock on the door, on the gate, and opening the door, she will just dump the food for us. You know, my mom was such a very caring, loving mother. May her soul rest in peace. But I didn't value most things my mom was doing for me until she was gone. That was where I started seeing real shege and hunger. Because all those things my mom was doing for me, it's not as if I'm her only child. She had so many children, but she was someone that made sure she took care of every of her child, one way or the other. So that was how we were feeding off my parents once again, based in the village, with no hope of moving to any city or anything, using lantern and firewood to make food, trekking to the market and back daily, going to the farm, village life. Me that grew up with soft life, never farmed in my life. I was born in the city of Aba, where my dad was a landlord, and up till he died, he had a very big house where I was born, where my siblings were also born. We had lots of tenants. Even in the village, we had a very big 2-story building with so many, about 30 shops rented out. And also, we had a cinema where people come and get entertained by my dad. And then, all of a sudden, getting married to someone that reduced me to zero, to a home base, and a farmer, and a trekker, because my dad had cars. And then my parents and us, the children, relocated to the village after I grew up. But we were most of us were born in the city of Aba in Abia State. But look at me now. What marriage turned me into? A home base. Most of my friends were all married and living abroad, living in the cities. Whenever they come home, some of them come to visit me and dash me money, 10,000, 5,000, out of pity. And I still use it to feed this man I call husband.